Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about how to approach the seller, property owner, and how to engage in that conversation and direct it so that you can get the most valuable information that you need in order to make an offer. So let's go through that. And I have a script that I'm going to go through that I personally use, and I also use for my VAs, my virtual assistants, to help me cold call and to pre-qualify my motivated sellers. So let's talk about this. All right, so in order to find a true motivated seller, we have to engage with them. We have to talk with them. We have to develop some kind of conversation, some type of trust, so that they are willing to give us information and in turn negotiate a deal with us, right? So this is a script that we use quite often, and the idea is not to memorize a script or read it. The idea is to, at first, try to become as familiar with it as possible, and then as time goes on, it becomes more of a natural type of conversational kind of reference that you have mentally, right? Of course, you can have it right next to you, and you can have it in front of you as you're talking to motivated sellers, but try to have this type of script more mentally, in your head than have it memorized or be reading from it. So the first part says, "Hello, Mr." Of course, you can say Mrs. if the property owner is a Miss or Mrs. I came across your property on Zillow.com, and we use Zillow.com just because it's what a lot of people know, right? It's such a popular website. It doesn't mean we actually use Zillow.com or this is what actually happened. We just try to talk about something that is familiar with them or can be. So come across your property on Zillow.com, and I'm calling to see if you're still interested in selling it. Referring to the property located at, and this is where you would put their address, right? My name is whatever your name is, or whatever your VA's name, or whatever name you want to use, and I'm part of an investment group in the blank area. In this case, Tampa, or whatever area you're marketing to, or obviously whatever area the property is in. We're interested in purchasing your home and pay you 100% cash and do it quickly. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions to see if we are a good match, right? So this opens up the doors to them so that they can agree to proceed. If they are not interested at this point, or they say, well, I'm not interested, or they simply hang up on you or whatever, that's fine. But this is the point where you try to get a response from them so that they indeed show some type of interest. So the first question is, do you own the property? Are you the main decision maker? When they answer, if they're not, try to find out who that person is. It's always important to find out who that person is so you can actually talk to them directly. 2, how long have you been trying to sell your property? Right? This is an optional question, but it's a good one because this will tell you how long they've been trying, how big their motivation is, if any, and this can also open up the doors for other things. And that's the other thing, by the way. If they tend to talk a lot and they tend to provide a lot of information, you don't necessarily have to drill them with question after question after question. They'll tell you all these things as they go. All right, so try to make it natural and try to make it engaging and fun to talk with you, so that they can be more talkative and more informative, and it's not a boring conversation. 3, if you don't mind me asking, what is the reason for you selling this property? And this gets you their motivation. This is what tells you how motivated they are and if they have any motivation at all. All right, so this is very, very important. This is one of the ones we need to know. That's why it's in bold. Number 4, how soon would you like to sell your property? This is our timeline, right? This is what gives us a timeline and a deadline to know how soon they're willing to act. If we're talking this week, if we're talking 3 months or a year, this is important. 5, are you working with a realtor? Is your property listed on the market? Again, this is an optional one. It's nice to know, but you don't have to ask this question. Again, it's nice to know if they've worked with someone, if they're not, and kind of give you a better perspective. 6, what is the current condition of the property? This is another very important one, the condition question, because it tells you what overall what it needs. Of course, from here you'll drill down to ask them what types of repairs the property needs, how much money they think the property needs, and just a list of things that is wrong with the property, needs fixes or repairs or what have you. All right. 7, if we gave you cash right now, how much would you take to walk away from the property? So in other words, you're trying to get their price. You're trying to see how much they're willing to sell you the property for. What's their number? What do they have in mind? What are they after? Right? It's always important to try to get this number from them first so that you can come back with a counteroffer or have better control of the negotiating from that point forward. It's always best to get that number from them first if possible, or at least get a range so that you have some perspective and some understanding of what they're willing to do, how much they're willing to let go of their property. After all, it could be a lot less than you anticipated. It could be even less than you were going to offer. So the quicker you get this number and the more accurate the number is, the better. All right, so these are the 7 questions. The ones in bold are the ones that you should always, always, always try to find out, because this will build and set you up for the offer, for the next step. So you can make them a good offer, and with this information, you'll know how to approach that. All right, now you want to finish off the conversation with something like, thank you for the information. What I'm going to do now is let my investment manager, or you could say me, or I'll get back to you, to analyze the property and reach out to you with a cash offer later today or possibly tomorrow. Would that be fine with you? You want to do this later today or tomorrow because you want to get to it as soon as possible. Don't let days go by. Don't let a week go by. Don't let too much time go by. Try to do it as soon as possible while the iron is hot, right? You don't want them forgetting. You don't want them moving on to something else. You don't want them talking to other people. You want to do this as quickly as possible, especially if there's interest, if there's motivation, and if you have all the information from these questions. And then you want to say, would that be fine with you? Because again, you want to give them some type of control. You want to make them think that they're in control of the situation, and you're asking for their permission, right? So that's always important too. And then once they say okay or yes, say, great, his name is blank, or again, I'll be calling you, and you'll be hearing from him or her very soon. And then you confirm their email address and or the best number to get back to them with. Thank you. Have a great day. That's it. That's the script. Again, try to become more familiar with it. Try to engage with it and make it more natural, conversational, and so that it becomes second nature, right? And they're willing to share, and they're willing to bond and build a relationship with you. All right. So practice this, go through it, and see how it works out, and of course tweak it and do whatever you need to do, and go from there. And by the way, one quick thing that you can do here, instead of saying hello, Mr. or Mrs., you can say hey and their first name. Right? What this will do is it will grab their attention quicker, knowing that you're naming them on a first name basis, and it sounds like someone who they're familiar with, or you may be familiar with them, so it automatically breaks down the barrier of the hello, Mr. or Mrs., which, if they get a lot of calls, if they get a lot of spam or solicitation type of calls, they get those a lot, and they may be quick to hang up knowing that it's a sales call or whatever it is. So if you say, hey, first name, there's a better chance that you will engage with them and grab their attention quicker. All right, hope this helps. Please like, share, subscribe, and that way you can get more videos in the future. And when they come out, you'll be you're getting a notification, all right, when they do. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.